just proud of the guys for fighting. I thought, there was a moment there in the second half when, we were on our heels a little bit, and Omaha took the lead, and we could have let it get to 7 or 8, but they did a good job digging their heels in the sand and fighting back and winning. I thought, in the first half we were a little hesitant. We were taking good shots, but not necessarily great shots, and that's being nitpicky, but really just been challenging this group to. If you've got an okay shot, maybe depending on the time and situation, you can pump fake, rip drive, and create another shot and maybe get to the rim. But second half, I thought did a much better job just sharing the ball, moving around, getting it from side to side, and shooting 57%. I think they'll see it tomorrow when we watch film that the difference. Sometimes it's tough when you're out there in the heat of the and the emotion of the game and the pace and going back and forth. You don't necessarily notice it. As clearly maybe as the coaches do, but excited to show them. I think there's areas that we can improve, but the best part is we're capable of improving in those areas. So it'll be great to get a full week here. We haven't really had that since we started, and just to get ready for San Diego and kind of take care of our bodies and so we can spend a lot of time at Mendenhall. Classes are out, so we're excited for that.
3 wins in a row for you guys. What does that mean for you at this point in the season and for the mentality of the players maybe to start, getting a few in a row here?
Yeah, I think that, anytime you can get a streak going, a winning streak, that, your confidence is going to build. I think, the one thing we talked about, I think even you and I talked about it in the summer, was, the time that they can gel together. And one of those things, when we talk about that, that's pretty broad, topic or thing to say, but when you're out there with guys that you've been with and you trust and you've been through a system, there's a sense of security. So when something kind of goes wrong, you don't really, sometimes if you're not comfortable, if it's new, you might think something different, but having those wins, it allows to just kind of develop that security. So when something goes wrong, we can band together. They feel and confident that it's going to be okay. And I think as much as anything, it could have gone the other direction pretty easily. And so for them to sit there in that timeout and dig their heels in and make an adjustment and do better was good to see.
Omaha shooting in the first half, how much did you think that was any defensive mistakes you guys are making versus them just knocking down shots?
I'd probably say both. I think, Lametti, he made a couple tough ones, but I think any time in college basketball, if you let a guy get a good early look, you never want to do that. And I thought we did that. So Lametti's a good shooter. He's a good player. He's quick. He's shifty. But I think, a part of the reason is we allowed him to get his confidence going. And the adjustment we made might have been too late, in my opinion, from the coaching side. We probably should have adjusted a little bit quicker. But he did a good job of putting us on our heels. We probably weren't up into him enough, kind of dictating the direction he was going. But yeah, and makes are contagious. We say that all the time in practice. So we probably let him get a few good looks too early, and then we're kind of chasing from there on.
And I'm curious on the good shots versus great shots. Is that a harder message to get across? Like, hey, that's a good shot, but we want something better, versus if it was just a bad shot, you don't want them taking it all?
I don't think so. Not with this group. I really don't. I think they notice it because especially with this game specifically, we can show them good shot in the first half, great shot in the second half. So, we talk a lot of times about when you get in trouble, what gets you in trouble. And I thought in the first half, we just kind of did some things that got us just in that half, kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out of trouble. So that pass wasn't as clean out, or, we fumbled the ball, or our balance wasn't great on a shot. While it might be still a good shot, in the second half, I thought our balance was better. We weren't, taking too many dribbles, taking ourselves out of an advantage. So this would be a perfect game, because when we watch it in the first half, we'll say good shot, and when we watch it in the second, we can say great.
How much about the great shot part? How much did you emphasize scoring at the basket or getting to the rim in the second half? It felt like a lot of those threes in the first half, like you said, clean looks early in the shot clock, could have got to the rim. Is this a team you felt like you had an advantage in the paint against?
Yeah, but I think as much as them or anybody, I thought in the first half, and it's a little harder to see that direction, I thought we were just a little spaced out too much. Our spacing was good, but we were just maybe a little too far away from the three-point line. So when you have to take that dribble to get even closer, that allows the defense to set more, kind of do more of their shell work. But I thought in the second half we did a really good job of catching with either our toes on the NBA line or where it would be or inside. And the guys we have, especially Donovan, Bryce, when they can rip and be a threat to rip and get to the rim in one dribble, I think it just changes everything. They're more of they can be more aggressive, and it's harder to stunt and recover or rotate when you're in a scoring position on the catch. So I could be wrong on that because I can't see always down on the other end, but I thought that was something we had talked about in the first half, and so if it is, I thought they did a good job adjusting. But spacing was good. They might have just been a little far away for what we've been preaching lately.
Yeah, I guess, like you said, you have a week off here to rest and whatnot. But at this point in the season, are you where you wanted to be, a big picture in terms of the chemistry that's developing on both ends of the floor, ahead of schedule, behind, on track? Is this where you thought you'd be?
It's probably better. I mean, and like we talked about, chemistry and gelling being an issue with 10 new guys, 9 transfers. But I mean, these guys they love each other. They work for each other. And like we've talked about kind of this last week, they've dealt with something different every week. Mike Kruger going knee to knee and wasn't able to practice. But so we had kind of a different preparation than we've had lately. But then for him to go out and, he had a ton of energy, he had a ton of life. I'm really proud of him for going and doing that because the last time he played, he had a great night over at Mandalay Bay. But this group has done an unbelievable job. Just, what do we need to do? What do we need to do? Asking guys to do things and play positions and guard people they might not normally guard. So this week, though, it'll be great. I think it allows us to take a deep breath tomorrow. We'll be able to get a lot of film in. They'll have a light lift and some stretching and maybe some shooting, and we can really just kind of, because we haven't had this yet. So it'll be nice to just get in the gym with them, and it won't be fast-paced and screaming and yelling. It'll just be a little more technical, and with classes out, I think it's the best time of year.
You spoke about this a little bit earlier. I was wondering, this time of the year is the time of year we kind of hate. There's no classes, and guys are kind of one foot in the gym, one foot at the airport. They want to kind of get out of here. Do you think that might have had a little bit, playing against a 1-8 team, maybe that had a little bit to do with them being a little lethargic at times, especially in the middle part of that first half?
Oh, that could be. I don't think this is a group, though, considering where they've all come from and the games they played and the number of games they played in their career. I don't think they disrespect any opponent. I think they were ready. We knew, Lametti was shifty and can make some shots. And I thought, though, we did a pretty good job. We did a good job on, Ferrarini. He can definitely shoot it. And so I thought we did a good job there. But even with this group, the dreaded Christmas game that you talk about, I don't think they're worried about that because this is a group that loves being in the gym. I know a handful of them I don't even believe are going home, so they're going to stay here and they'll be in the gym every day, I'm sure. But I'm just proud of them. They went into that timeout knowing something had to change, threw out some suggestions, and then they put their stamp on it, kind of adjusted defensively, and then really changed the course of the game.
How much was their three-point shooting? Did you think it was poor defense on your part versus them just making good shots?
I just feel like we just have to come out and be more aggressive on the defensive end. If you let teams get comfortable and get confidence, of course, they'll hit shots down the floor or down the stretch of the game. So I just feel like coming out, being more aggressive to start games will help us with that.
And then halftime, did Kevin want you guys to attack the rim a lot more?
Yeah, that was the emphasis, just getting downhill, being more stubborn, or getting better shots offensively, getting downhill, making plays for others instead of settling for open threes that they were giving us.
And Royce, it looked like you guys changed defensively to try to trap some of those ball screens.
Yeah.
How do you think that changed sort of the end of the game there defensively?
I think it changed the big dynamic of the game. Just number 25 not being able to come off the ball screen, just see the whole floor, just having extra hands, extra pressure up there to irritate him a little bit, and then also get the ball out of his hand, make somebody else make a play. I feel like when we did that, then that started to help us a lot defensively in the second half.
Yeah, Royce, few wins in a row for you guys now. It seems like you're back on the winning track. How does it feel to just, stack up a few wins in a row now?
Man, it's no better feeling than winning, I'll tell you that. I mean, you'd rather not be on the other side of it. So, I mean, it's just amazing, like I said, to just be with a group of guys, to hit a little adversity, and then to come together and then just find a way to respond. I feel like we kind of like showed a lot of character. A lot of guys showed a lot of character individually and also as a team. So just to try to get this thing on the right track, especially before big Mountain West time and conference. So I think it's huge. And I think if we can go out, get this next win before this Christmas break, it would be great for us. All right, no problem. Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.